Okay, and welcome back to Math for Business and Finance and Math Applications for students taking those subjects. This here is the Chapter 2 drill problems, the odd number problems, and we're continuing where we left off. And I had said if you had started watching the Chapter 1 problems, I basically had said I'm going to work through these problems as if I was a student knowing what I know. In other words, I'm not referring to any material or trying to copy from a solution manual or whatever have you. I'm actually doing these as if I was you, okay? And one of the things that I didn't realize is that, there's only one more problem left in this section, and that is problem 2-29. Okay, so sorry about that. But again, you're getting it just exactly the way I'm thinking about things with all of my mistakes and whatever involved. So let me finish off this problem. So it's going to be a short video for this one here. Okay, so it says divide the following and reduce the lowest terms. Use the cancellation technique as needed. So we're looking at 4 2/3 divided by 12. Okay, let's convert that the same way we did with problem 2-27. Right, 12 as a whole number is the same as 12 over 1. Okay, and since we're dividing by 12 over 1, we don't divide as we normally would. Instead, we multiply. And when we multiply, we invert the 12 over 1 and make it 1 over 12. Okay. The mental device that I used was 12 over 1. When I invert to make it 1 over 12, notice that the numerator becomes the denominator and the denominator becomes the numerator. And the mental device is that when I multiply, that's how I get the 1 over 12. So in rewriting the problem, I have 4 2/3 times 1 over 12. Now, I need, since I can't multiply a mixed fraction, a mixed number here, I have to convert that into a fraction also. So to do that, since I have the denominator of 3, I multiply it times my whole number of 4, which gives me 12. And then I add the 2, which gives me 14 in my numerator, over 3 times 1 over 12. And from here I can cancel. All right, 2 can go into 14 7 times, and 2 can go into 12 6 times. Okay. And I can't cancel out anymore, so 7 times 1 is 7, and 3 times 6 is 18, and that's my final answer because I can't reduce to the lowest terms. Now, the important thing to kind of remember here is, I'm ending up with 7/18. Okay, remember we're starting out with 4 2/3. Okay. And we're dividing by 12. In other words, we're taking a portion of that 4 2/3. So just as a mental note, that by ending up with 7/18, it's a much, much smaller number. 12 times 7/18 would give me 4 2/3. Okay, but as a mental note, if I ended up with something like, I don't know, let's see here, 20 24ths, okay, that's kind of like a lot larger number. And it's just a mental note that I'm making here that, yeah, even though I end up with 7/18 and it's a very, very small number, it's probably a correct number. Now to figure out, to do the math check in order to make sure that that answer is right, I would take the 7/18 and multiply it by 12. And if I do, I should end up with 4 2/3. So let me kind of like do that. All right. So 7 times 12 that's 14, that's 84 over 18. 8 times 1 is 18. And now when I divide 84 by 18, I should get 4 4 times 8 is 32. Carry my 3, that's 72. And I'm left with 12. All right, so I have 18 and a remainder of 12 over 18. I'm sorry, 4. Sorry about that, 4. Let me erase. So I end up with 4 over 12, and I can reduce that to the lowest term of 4, and let's see here. Yeah, 6 can go into 12 2 times, and 6 can go into 18 3 times. So that's my check in order to know that my math is correct. Okay, so when you're doing math, whenever you have a problem, realize that you can do the check to make sure you're right. Okay, if I'm not doing checks at certain times. I should be in order to make sure I'm right, but I've done this work so many times that I'm relatively confident in what I'm doing, and therefore I don't necessarily do the check. But you as a student, it might make sense, especially on an exam when it's an open book and you have as much time as you need, to be able to work through the problem and then try to check the work, and that's how you kind of like guarantee that you're getting the problem correct. Okay, so enough of that, and we'll move on to the word problems next. Okay.